But I will pull it up.
What is up, world? What is up, world? What is up, world? You are in tune to We Are DC4L Cowboys Global Cast. And man, listen, I am super excited to talk about this subject today. I think this is the key to our Super Bowl run this year, and that is our running backs. Ain't nothing like these running backs. I think that is the key. And Autumn, we here, and me and Autumn, we're here, and we're about to get it started and get to talking about it. I'm excited about it today, man. Aren't you?
Hey, absolutely, absolutely. Got some stuff to look forward to.
A whole bunch of training camps about to start. So we're going to explore and talk about that here in a minute. But make sure that you like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Like us on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube and Twitch so that we go live. You will definitely get those notifications. We'll be right back, man. We're going to jump into it, and we will be right back after this. And Autumn, the other day, I saw you sent me something on Michael Irvin, and I saw it too, where he's just kind of almost crying, and T is like, "Bro, it feels good to be encouraged about something going into the season," and it's just like that, man. It feels great as a Cowboy
It's
fan to not
amazing.
have to deal with the drama, to not have to deal with a big trade or somebody holding out. We don't have no drama, and that feels so excellent. It feels so excellent.
It
She
feels.
look,
I'm sorry, I got a
she look
pop
at
up
that.
on here about it's not streaming to something about it's having a problem with my Facebook. But anywho, yes, it does. It feels great. It feels amazing. It feels different. And a lot of people don't know how to deal with it. I think fans too. Like are of course the haters they gonna point something out, but I think
Always
it's just we're in a different time right now, and it feels different, and different is good.
different. Different is good, and I think Autumn, brother, just technical difficulties. That ain't your Facebook. That's ours. So remember, we talked about it. So you're fine. Uh,
Oh,
Chris said, "What's up, Mod and Autumn? And what's up, buddy?" He said, "And gonna be in Dallas to see the Eagles play on Thanksgiving." Yeah, listen, that's gonna be a good game. That's gonna be a good game. It's definitely gonna be a good game. But man, we're here. We're talking about Super Bowl run, a pun on the running backs, and we got to talk about rushing. And when we talk about rushing, last year's rushing, 2025, Javonte Williams, 252 carries, 1,201 yards, 4.8 a carry, 11 touchdowns. This was great from Javonte Williams. I'm gonna tell you, it was great because we needed 1,000-yard runner, but this other portion's just not too good. Malik Davis, 52 carries, 250 yards, 4.8 a carry, two touchdowns. Dak Prescott is number three, Autumn.
insane.
That should not
Insane.
be. It should never be again. This should never
Crazy.
be again. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And then Jadon Blue, 38 carries. Uh man, the next running back after Dak was the 15 carries less than Dak. That's crazy. That is
It makes
crazy.
zero amount of sense. Zero.
None. It makes no sense. Jadon Blue, 38 carries, 129 yards, 3.4 carry, one touchdown. Miles Sanders, 20 carries, 117 yards, 5.8 a carry, one touchdown. That was the Russian in 2025. So we've got to get more production. There has to be more production from the running back room, definitely this year. So the running back room looks like this. The starter is going to be Javonte Williams. Right now, we don't know. We have second string Malik Davis, but you don't know who's going to be. You don't know if it's going to be Malik Davis. You don't know if it's going to be Jadon Blue, Phil Maffa, Israel Abanikanda, or Dominic Richardson, the rookie from Tulsa. But we're going to get into it and talk about them each individually here just a minute. He said quarterback should be in last place. Absolutely, Chris. I mean, it's that. We have to protect him at all costs, man. He shouldn't be out here running, man. He ain't Lamar Jackson. He's not. He shouldn't be out here running, man. Real talk. So Javonte Williams, starter, 5'10", 222, 26 years old from North Carolina. I want you to notice something. Hunter Lemke, who we started fullback, but he is a back. Nonetheless, 6'1", 250, 26 years old from North Dakota State. Next, Autumn.
We got Malik Davis, number 20. He's 5'10", 205 pounds, 27 years old from Florida. And then we have Jadon Blue, number 23. He's 5'9", 198 pounds, 22 years old from Texas, out of Texas. And Phil Maffa, he is 6'1", 232 pounds, 23 years old, and he's from Clemson.
And then next we have my man Israel Abanikanda, 5'10", 217, 23 years old from Pitt. I was really high on coming out of college and watching him in the draft. I was so happy when we picked him up at the end of last year, hoping that he can actually make some noise in camp. And then, of course, Dominic Richardson, we picked up on, during the draft at 6 foot 204 from Tulsa. Don't pay no attention to the numbers because the numbers are changing. We had 243s. Malik Davis is 43. They have him listed at 20. We don't know what number Malik Davis is going to be. And then they have Dominic Richardson listed as 43. But one thing's for sure, Autumn. One thing we know about Shotty, he likes big backs and he cannot lie. You know what I'm saying? Phil Maffa, 6'1", 232. He's a truckload. Javonte, 5'10", 222 pounds. Malik Davis is 5'10", 205. Jadon Blue, 5'9", 198. Israel, 5'10", 217. And Hunter Lemke's a truck. 6'1", 250. A truck. You know what I'm saying?
Like, what is the average, or what is like the average running back is not nowhere near 250 pounds, right?
Well, no, because he is a hybrid. He's a running back, tight end, blocker, H-back type dude. So you want him to be big. You want him to be that big to be able to lead block for your running back. And I like it. I like it for real. I think Hunter Lemke has been that Swiss Army knife that we've always needed. The reminiscent of Daryl Johnston, Moose, when we had Emmett running the ball. Moose was his lead blocker, and I love it. So Javonte had 252 carries. That's a lot. It's a lot of carries for a running back. That's a truckload, right? He had the lion's shares of carries. I don't want Javonte having over 210 this year. I just don't, right? We
Is
should
that
have a
just
running.
because you just want it to be sparsed out? Is that why you want?
Yes,
to
exactly,
take
Autumn. Exactly, Autumn. Somebody else needs to have 160 carries. Somebody else needs to have at least 160 carries to take the load off of Javonte Williams. I myself, if I had to pick a running back who I said, hey man, take some of this load off, it's either Phil Maffa or Israel, right? Do I like Jadon? Absolutely. But I want him to be my Sonic. You know what I'm saying? I want these wrecking balls to be able to on first and second down get 3 to 5 a carry, right? I want Javonte, Phil, or Israel to be able to get between 3 to 5 a carry. So when you switch up and you put Jadon in the game or Malik in the game, to the house, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's just my thought
Because he's
process.
fast. Jadon is fast.
Super fast. He's super fast. He's a 4-3 guy. And you want that type of guy in the backfield who can do that. He said Hope and Maffa can carry a bigger load. I like Phil Maffa, Chris. I do. I like him. I liked him when he was at Clemson. I thought he was elusive. I thought he was trustworthy. I thought he could literally be a back who, and even in the preseason last year, if Autumn, you didn't get a chance to see it, so let me help you because I know you weren't watching at this point.
No,
In the preseason, Phil Maffa was really, really exciting. He gave us something that we were like, we might have something here. You know, we were like, oh. Then all of a sudden, he got put on the pup list and never came back. He came back late in the season last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I really want to see what Phil is capable of. I want to see what Phil is really capable of this year to see if he can actually carry some of that load. We've already talked about the offensive line and how they're stepping up this year. The running backs have to take some pressure off of Javonte. Javonte cannot be the only person. He
That's
can't. And we can't have Dak out here carrying the load either, Autumn. What you think?
No, we can't. Okay, so Dak has a job, and it's not to be out here running for his life. And it's great that he's mobile. That's always great to have a mobile quarterback. But you use that mobility when you absolutely have to. So there's no reason for us to have several, a whole several
Stable.
backs and none of them can run. I don't understand that. Like, no, we can't do that. We cannot do that. Mm-mm.
Right. And like I said, we use Hunter as a lead blocker. We use him as a pass blocker. You know what I'm saying? We use him as essentially another lineman. But we need, like I said, we need one of these guys to step up. And if you look at Phil Maffa, 6'1", 232. You know what I'm saying? This is a guy who he's just 23 years young. He played in the ACC in Clemson, but like I said, he has fleet feet. He can move. You know, he's not super fast, maybe a 4.5 40 guy, but he's a truckload. He's a truckload to bring. He has good vision. Now, I had some film on Israel because you need to understand something. Israel came from Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh has a list of running backs: Shady McCoy, Tony Dorsett, great running backs, right? And is one of those guys who's cut in that mold, not super fast, but really shifty, Autumn. Really shifty. He can make you, see ghosts, grab at ghosts, and tackle air. That's what I love about Israel. And then think about Israel's 217, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping that, he can in camp. This is one of the things I want to see in camp. He's my X factor, and I want to see this guy make the team. I don't want to see him on no practice team. I want to see him on the team, right? Because I like what he could do. Now, Malik Davis, I'm going to ask you. So we saw Malik Davis. We know that if we look at the stats, Malik Davis was the second running back with 52 carries, 250, 4.8 a carry. He matched Javonte on that carries, right? But he only had 52 carries. Javonte had 200 more. Do we take and just roll with Malik? You let me know. Do we roll with Malik?
I mean, what was going on with Malik?
So,
was that by design? That couldn't have been by design that he only got 52 carries.
Well, Javonte rarely came out. Shotty couldn't trust anybody else. And when Miles Sanders got hurt, because Miles Sanders was supposed to be our backup running back, and he had a great week. First week, I think he had 100 yards or
Mhm.
close to it, right? He had a really good first game, and then he got hurt the second one. So, you know, I look at this whole thing, and we didn't. I mean, he just leaned in on Javante the rest of the year, and I applaud Shawty for that, right? I do. Him and Clayton, I'm happy that they took and leaned on Javante, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to. You know what I'm saying? My grandmama always used to say, "Don't beat your pack horse." You know what I'm saying? That's something that we need. We need him. He's our guy, right? So I need to be able to turn around, give Javante 15 carries a game, between 15 to 18 carries a game, and somebody else need to have 12.
And the clock is ticking on Malik. The clock is ticking. I mean, with him being 27, running backs don't, they don't have no long tenure in the league. So like, I I, I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
You
I
you
don't want to
believe
see that. I don't want to see what we saw last season. I don't want to see that.
you believe in this. Here's your guy. This is your guy. This is the
The
guy
guy
you
right
want. Yeah. And you like Jadon because of what?
First of all, I mean, first and foremost, I like, and I've said this week after week, I like that he took accountability for not locking in the way that he should have.
Mhm.
And I'm hoping that it shows. He said he gonna go hard, at training camp and all this, that, and the third. He gonna go hard during the off season. So that's what I'm expecting him to do. Like my expectations for Jadon Blue are kind of high. Again, he's fast, like you said. He's fast. And what? We need him up there. Like if he is going to be the number 2, what we said we need him to at least have 600 yards at the very least. But I would like to see him with more than that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm unsure, right? I think he could be, you need Sonic and Knuckles, right? You need a change of pace back, and you need a battering ram. And I like, Javante's our guy. We know we got that in Javante, right? And I like the idea of Jadon Blue being the scat back. But I need somebody who also can, take the punishment of running between the tackles, right? And that's got to be one of these guys, Phil or Israel, right? But I mean, you can't ignore the fact that Malik had 4.8 a carry, right? But on 52 carries, but we need somebody to run with some regularity at this point. Autumn, let me ask you a question. If we get to camp and we see that none of these guys are reliable, do we make a move? And who do we make a move with?
I mean, we got to make listen. We can't have a roster. We can't have a depth chart full of running backs that can't get the job done. We can't do that. First of all, it just doesn't make any sense. I'm hoping that out of all of these guys, that one of them steps up. At the very least, I would like to see 2. You know what I'm saying? But I'm hoping for at least 1. And if not, yes, we have to make a move now. On who? Now that I don't know. I don't know. But the dead weight, we can't do that. It's unnecessary. We just can't do it.
Yeah, I think I'm with you, Autumn. We have to make some type of move if we don't have somebody who steps up and becomes a clear number two. If someone doesn't become a clear number two, we got to make a move. And in the spirit of us making a move, I don't know. I would rather us trade a draft pick than us trade a player, right? Only player that I think we have any type of value for, or we could get something for, and still be all right at that position is Sam Williams, right?
Mm.
We can get off Sam Williams and still get some value for Sam Williams as well, right?
Mm.
And maybe get a player, but yeah, I don't know, man. In my mind at this point, I just know that we can't have a repeat of Dakota Rain Prescott being the third leading rusher on our team.
Absolutely
That
not.
can't happen. That's a no-no. That's a no-no, Autumn. I can't do it.
I'm literally sitting here trying to picture it because it like was it were they weren't designing plays for him to do this, right? Like
No.
what?
Well, there were a couple of naked boots, and a couple of, but I mean, and that's what. Look, I understand if you a quarterback draw here or there, but Dak is not the person that I want to do that with. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to do that. He's too important to the offense. I can't have that happening. You know what I mean? He's probably one of the top 5 to 7 quarterbacks in the NFL right now. You can't afford to lose your quarterback. So in my mind, we're gonna have to hit with one of these, Shotty. I know you like big backs and you cannot lie, but we're gonna have to hit with one of these guys. You know what I'm saying? I don't know of, and it's not, I know you were sitting here kind of searching your mind like, who could I trade for? Ain't nobody, Autumn.
I'm like,
Ain't nobody. Let me help you. It's nobody. You know what I'm saying? It's nobody. Like nobody. It's nobody. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sitting here and I'm thinking to myself, like, man, it's never been so crucial that we have 2 of these running backs step up. Not one, like you said, but 2.
Yep.
2 of these guys are going to have to really challenge each other for spots on this freaking team. You know what I mean? They're going to have to challenge. We need it. We pay running backs to run, not Dak. Absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely. So we're going to need one of them to step up.
And I mean, okay, so go back to Malik for a second. Was he injured? Like, let me go. Let me look at this. What? I don't understand. Like, I'm very clueless about this. Like, it's not making any sense for him to. But I mean, like you said, yeah, he did have 4.8, but they just couldn't trust him. Like, what? He has something to prove. So
he does.
Training camp. There will be a battle between him and Jadon Blue. That it just is what it is. It's one of them gonna be number 2, and the other one gonna be number 3 in most cases, unless one of these other guys step up and do the thing.
And I'm like I said, I'm hoping the 3 that I have my eye on. It's not Malik. It is okay. So look, here's the deal. You pointed one thing out for Malik. Malik's 27. He's got some mileage on them legs, right?
Mm-hmm.
In my mind, it's out of Jadon Blue, Alpha, and Israel. They're all young enough, 22, 23. They're all young enough to carry the torch for the next couple of years, right? Their bodies are big enough to support the damage that they're going to have to do running through the tackles, right? And Jadon and Malik are the dash in this whole thing. These guys are the fast guys. So if you're not going to be able to keep, here's the biggest thing: you're not going to be able to keep 4 running backs on the roster. 3 at the most. Hunter's going to go probably in with the tight ends. So you're going to be able to keep. Well, maybe you will keep 4. So Javonte, Malik, Jay, and Phil. Javonte, Malik, Jay, and Iz. Somebody's gonna be the odd
around. He's jumped around a little bit.
I'm just saying, somebody's gonna have to. He has Israel has jumped around a little bit, but when I tell you, if he ever lived to his potential, and what I saw in college, the guy's nice. The guy's nice, right? But somebody's gonna be left out here. Somebody's going to the practice squad. Poe Dominic, we know you're probably going to the practice squad. You know what I'm saying? Unless you just have an outstanding camp, right? Johnny said Malik ain't making the roster.
Somebody ain't making it. We know that.
Somebody's not, Johnny. And you know what? I'm not arguing with you. I can't argue, but I will say that he is the dash to everybody else's smash. Him and Jadon are the dash to everybody else's smash. Malik ain't like I said, he's an older guy, 27. Israel is 23. Theo is 23, and Jadon is 22. You got younger legs, fresher legs, and it may be that Malik is the odd man out.
And you also have to look at the long-term investment. You know, they're gonna look at that.
Right.
Is it better to just bring one of these younger guys along and just continue to develop them, and hope for the best? You know what I mean? Like, hope for the best. Like, I would think so.
Well, I mean, again, because like I said, Hunter's going to be classified with the tight ends. You know what I'm saying? You're going to keep him with the tight ends.
Right.
And if you keep 4 backs, now you have to really start, counting who these 4 is going to be. Javonte's a lock. We know that. He's the only one that, to me, that's a lock. I got 3 question marks. I got 3. And I mean, last year you tried Miles Sanders, right? You tried Miles. It didn't work. That experiment didn't work, right? And now you're gonna have to. One of these 3 guys is gonna have to step up to the plate, and they're gonna have to change. And like I said, I'm interested. Training camp's about a week away, and I'm interested in seeing who does what. But Autumn, you ready? You ready, Autumn?
Mm-hmm.
This is my prediction. Mm-hmm. This is my prediction. Javonte, Malik, Jadon, and Phil. That's my prediction. Sense. I think Iz is getting cut, and I think Dom is going to the practice team.
But that whole Malik thing, though, so my thing is, I am not good. I'm not a good fan when it comes to potential, especially when they've already had a chance, no matter where they were. So, like, potential means nothing to me. So just like you, it's a bunch of question marks for me. Like, nobody on this list has really done anything substantial outside of the shoulda, coulda, woulda, what they should have done, how they should have played, and the potential that they have to be better than they are. I'm not sold on anybody.
Ghostface Gaming, 22. What's up, my guy? Thank you for joining. He said Malik Davis is running back 2. He earned it and has a lots of good flashes. He's way ahead of Blue. Blue is a practice squatter. You know what, Ghostface? Let me address 2 things, right? He said Vegas got us winning about 9 games. That ain't Super Bowl expectations. Well, you know, Vegas, the house always wins, and they want you to take those type of bets because realistically, nobody has faith in CP. So that's the other thing. It's a whole other thing. Defense is going to be way better than what you think, right? Now, to the Malik Davis running back 2, he has earned it. He reminds me of Rico Dowdell, right? He reminds me of Rico Dowdell in the fact that Rico stuck around. Remember, Goggles stuck around for a while. You know what I'm saying? And ended up those last 2 years being productive in Dallas, right? Learning the playbook and finally being productive. Malik is that same type of person, just hanging around. But as Autumn pointed out, he's 27. He's 27. And if we can get Phil Maffa up to snuff or Jadon Blue up to snuff, he's expendable. He's expendable. You
and what exactly did he prove? What exactly did he prove if they didn't really trust him like that to be out there? Again, Dak was the 3rd leading rusher. Like, so what that doesn't make any sense. To me, that doesn't say that he proved anything if your quarterback is running for all these yards, if your quarterback is doing the running back job.
He didn't run for all them yards. The thing of it is, I mean, I'll show the graphic again. When we look at the graphic, the thing of it is Dak had 53 carries. He was 1 carry above Malik, right? That's the thing that really that's like he's 1 carry above Malik for 177 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Of course, those were quarterback sneaks, you know. And then the one that he ran and jumped over, did a flip over somebody in the end zone. I remember that one. But the gist of the matter is when it comes down to it, what I'm saying is that I like Malik for the bursts of speed, the flashes. He does have those flashes. But Jadon Blue is, if we can get more out of Jadon Blue is an upgraded Malik Davis. I mean, for real. Jadon Blue is an upgraded Malik Davis. And what you need is then, in turn, you need a substitution, somebody who you can pull out and run in Javonte Williams' space, right?
Exactly.
He said, bro, we ain't won a huge number of games in over 30. That's not true. Mike McCarthy won 12 games 3 years in a row and we went to the playoffs 3 years in a row. I think 12 and 5 is a good number of games. So first, let me address that.
I think he's saying like huge. I think he's saying like big games.
And then 12 games. You were mad. We were mad last year because we didn't go to the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Mike McCarthy won 12 games 3 years in a row, from 20 to 24, 3 years in a row. So I don't know. No, that don't work. And then he said, we only win dinky games that Vegas knows the defense better, but the offense only bailed out dinky games. No, bro, this ain't this. This is the second-rated offense, maybe even the first-rated offense this year. I need you to understand that. Christian Parker's also not going to be 32nd in the league. He's not going to be 32nd in the league for defense. I can guarantee you that. He said, waiting on preseason to see who steps up and earns a spot. Me too, Chris. He said, shots Dak led the offense, balled out versus the Jets, Giants, Raiders, Washington, 2 KC, Green Bay, and declining Eagles team who lost in the first round. Bro, I get you. It's
I mean,
easy to be pessimistic. It's easy to be
all right.
pessimistic. You know what I'm saying? But I'm trying to tell you, if and you have to know this yourself, Ghostface Gaming. You got to know this yourself, bro. The defense, there were 4 games last year. If the defense holds, we win the freaking game. We couldn't get a stop.
The offense is not the problem.
Yeah,
And even though there's question marks at who's going to be RB2, RB3, those are really the only like serious question marks that we have on offense. And that's in total, our total offense. I mean, there's some, there's some back and forth on the line, but we're not worried about any of that. We're not worried about any of that.
right.
So I don't understand. Like just like he said, if defense would have did what they were supposed to do, we could have been in the playoffs. We could have won some playoff games. It's not like our offense was the issue. It wasn't.
We couldn't stop a nosebleed, bro. We couldn't stop a nosebleed. And to answer your question, Tampa Bay, we sent the GOAT packing. We sent the GOAT packing. You know what I'm saying? The last game that the GOAT ever played, Tom Brady, we sent him packing. We packed his suitcase for him. He said, "Oh, revive, see you in the Hall of Fame." You know what I'm saying? So we win big. That was a big game. It was in the playoffs too, right? But then that next game, Green Bay, we just gave it up. You know what I'm saying? Just gave it up. And here's the deal. Ghostface, I got to tell you, man, this is the thing that's aggravating, right? And that was aggravating in the years prior. We had Donovan back there. We had Dono back there at safety, who was slow as molasses. We had linebackers who were out of position. We had small defensive tackles who couldn't stop the run. We had schemes that were really bad. That was like, coaching for dummies. And Quinn, as much as I love DQ, he quit on us at the end. When he knew he was leaving to go be a head coach, he quit. He stopped coaching. That's what that was. Then combined with injuries, losing Overshown, losing Bland, and Diggs just fell off the side of the planet. He was just trash. And I was so glad we left him. But see, here's the other thing. Autumn.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that really pisses me off again is people don't realize that the culture in the locker room was bad. And we had to get rid of the Michael Parsons. We had to get rid of the Diggs, the Trey Diggs. We had to get rid of them boys because we had to get rid of Tank. You know what I'm saying? They were culture vultures, and they were tearing everything up, right? Now you got a group of young boys who want to ball out. You got a Quentin Williams and Kenny Clark, boys who really want to go out here and set the tone. You got a all-world safety in Downs. We got Thompson that came in. This is a different team, bro. This ain't the same old Cowboys. It's not. And he said, the trash win, Arizona Cards, Dak shots offense with 2 elite wide receivers, couldn't get 20 points. You give them stops, man. It's still, listen, this is still an NFL roster. The top 1% of the 1%, right? So you can still say somebody trash, but they better than 98% of the people on planet Earth playing that sport.
That's a fact.
Right? So realistically, when it comes down to it, bro, it comes down to coaching. And coaching has been bad on the defensive side of the ball for a while. And I said this last week, Autumn is my witness, or the week before. We've only had stars. We ain't had a team. We got a team now.
We had a bunch of individuals.
We had a whole bunch of individuals. Boys out here doing podcasts and not coming together, doing team activities. Shotty put together a family. And this family, you're about to see this family ball out. He said the offense wasn't good enough to beat any other good teams. And we beat Philadelphia. You saying they bad?
Yeah, he said
What?
that. He said earlier that they were declining. That's what he said earlier.
Okay. Now, again, I'm finna go ahead. Shoulda. I'm gonna let that one go. I'm gonna read it because Thank you for your comment anyway. He said the offense wasn't good enough to beat any of the good teams, and the most important games that's got to change if Dak could ever star in the most important games if we go to the Super Bowl. Period. Dak. Listen, like I told you, like I said, this isn't this this last year's team is over. This ain't that. This
Right.
ain't that. This ain't a version of last year's team. It's not a version of the year before's team. Heck, it ain't even a version of Mike McCarthy's team. This is
There's nothing that we can go back and correct. So whether what you're saying is factual, it really doesn't matter. Like none of this matters at this point. This is a totally different environment. Not just team, the environment is different. Like and again, yeah, you're saying we played great against bad teams, you know what I'm saying? All I see is that we had the number 2 offense in the country. That's what I see, and we had a terrible defense. Again, these are hads. So, we don't have any other choice, but all we can do is go up. And that's what's going to happen. We are not in the same place that we were. We can't go back and correct this. So I can understand as a fan that you're upset. You have every right to be. Again, I wasn't watching the Cowboys for the past 2 years because I was upset. You understand what I'm saying? So I get it. But going into this season, I'm not looking backwards. I'm just not doing it. And it will serve most Cowboy fans serve them right to do the exact same thing. Like there's no point in dragging your heartache into this 2026 season. It's just not.
Yeah. Hey, he said our DC last year had a crappy scheme, horrible, and couldn't stop me on a pass route drunk. Facts. It's hard to beat bad teams when you can't stop them. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. He said, Shot is very mid, generic budget coach, and his play calling was iffy. And all the big games he choked against the weakest. Let me go ahead, bro, because I think you done bought and earned this one. You earned this. I had to go and get a flag on the play because you earned that flag. You work for that. I understand you're a 45-year plus Cowboy fan. Autumn knows this because I'm gonna say this again, and the people who watch know this. I'm a Cowboy fan since birth, right? I was birthed into this Cowboy nation. That was 52 years ago, right? So I mean, I've lived through it all. I've lived through the scab era, where people were crossing, the Gary Huggaboom eras. You can't tell me nothing. The bag over your face era. I lived through that. I lived through the Super Bowls, right? And so I've been a Cowboy fan for a long time. The biggest thing here, Ghostface, let me show you something. Jerry Jones has even stayed out of the way this offseason. Oh my God. That is the difference. That's one of the biggest differences ever. Jerry is not involved. Jerry Jr., Steven, Will McClay, Christian Parker, Shotty, they're all running the show. And Jerry's moving out of the way. We have not had that.
He has consistently been the common denominator when it comes to handling this team. And we all know this. And look what all we've acquired. Look how far we've come in the off. We've had have we not had a great off season? We have had one of the best off seasons that we've had, drama free, in years. Okay? Like I don't. I'm not going in, and I would advise anybody, Dallas Cowboy fans, listen to me. Do not walk into this season carrying these bags. Let them go.
Listen,
Let's
take
not be the bag lady and the bag man.
yeah.
Leave the bags outside of the stadium. Take this off season for what it was. Fantastic. We had a great draft. Did you know we got like the number one player in the draft? Did you know that? Like, I don't think that at this point, as we have not played a game in 2026, I don't think that we could ask for anything more at this point. At this point where we are, the season has not even started. But the off season has been great. It's been quiet. You know what I mean? Like, there's just so many different things that have happened this off season that it just doesn't make any sense for you not to be optimistic about it. So
listen,
he said to have all
he said Vegas predicted us winning 8 games. We won 7 last year, and Vegas predicted 8. All right, cool. Watch this. The Cowboys got the Giants on September the 13th. First game. We're winning that. Mark that. That's W, right? The Commanders on the 20th. Dub. Ravens, I still say a dub, right? So I'm 3-0. Now, you can say what you want to say, but I don't see the Ravens beating us, right? But maybe. Our first loss, to me, comes October the 4th when we go to Houston. We go to H-Town to play the Texans, right? That's where I see the first loss. So that'd be 3-1. The Buccaneers is the next game, and we host them at AT&T Stadium. That's a butt whooping. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Autumn.
And the Houston game is honestly going to depend on how well CJ Stroud plays. That's my boy. Not too much on CJ. Not too much on CJ. Nobody. But we have seen his quote unquote decline. We've seen it. So that game is definitely going to depend on how well he plays.
Facts.
So continue.
Facts. So 4-1 at this point. Then we got the Packers, who we tied and should have beat last year. And Michael Parsons won't even be back for that game in October the 8th. And we got half of their defense over here on our side. 5-1. Cowboys at Philadelphia. We usually split one of these games, so I'll give Philadelphia this. 5-2. Cardinals come to town. Revenge game. 6-2. We beat them, right? Go to Indiana. Play the Colts. 7-2. The 49ers come to Dallas. You can say what you want to say. You say the 49ers beat us 7-3. Okay? Cowboys versus Titans, free win. 8. That's 8 wins right there. 8. That's 8. Then we got the Eagles at home. We split with them, remember? That's 9. Right? We go play the Seahawks and the Rams. So that could be 2 losses. I'll give you that. But then we got the Jaguars at home. That's another win. Duh. 10. And then we got the Commanders last game. I know that's another one. That's a dub. 11. And then the Giants we may split. So, I mean, I don't see 11 games basement. I said it already. 11 is our basement. 11 wins. I think we have.
And my thing is,
12.
My thing is, Vegas, I don't care what they say. When I say I pays them dust, I'm not relying on Vegas to tell me anything. And although, you know, the speculation is always there, right? There's always speculation. There's always a time where you be like, Vegas pulled one. But honestly, I'm not hell bent on Vegas. I'm just not.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So I mean, and you're saying, he said, why does Dak always toss picks and lose to the 49ers They're his daddy. They own Dak. LOL. He always gets rattled and chokes. They're his daddy. Well, every time that he's literally had to play the 49ers, he ain't had no receivers. So, I mean, you're focusing in on Dak hyper.
Crazy, man. You right. I am crazy.
Got to go and see to the
Be a
rubber.
49ers fan. I mean, you know what I mean? If listen, if the depression is too much, if it's overwhelming, if there's too much PTSD, if the anxiety is extremely high, just pick another team. Man, ain't nobody. We gonna be all right. We gonna be fine with that. But like, first of all, you cannot. There's nothing that you could. There's not too many bad things you could say about that.
He said Vegas goes by last year when they make their odds, and they're like any other sports guys. It's all best guess because it's like they say, it's any given Sunday. Absolutely. Here's the deal. Like, and I'm gonna say this, and then we're gonna talk about training camp, and we're gonna get out of here, Autumn. Here you have to understand. Nobody knows, right? Nobody, not even me, know what it's gonna look like until we get in the thick of things. But I'm willing to bet on the attitude switch. You can see that the younger Cowboys have brought a new life into that locker room. Dakota has bona fide weapons. That's why it's important we talk about the running back, right? We have the best interior lineman in football in Tyler Smith. We have one of the top 10 in Tyler Booker and one of the top 20 in BB. So that means the guard, center guard, we have three of the best in the game protecting Dak and helping us in the run game, right? Tyler Guyton is going to go to a new level this year. Guarantee it. Book it right now. I'm telling you. He's going to go to a new level. Either all-pro or second-team all-pro left tackle. You can book that right now. He's ready. He's been training. He's good. And like we said, the NFL switched. Used to be you had to have a dominant left and right tackle. That ain't like that no more. The game's played from the inside out. That's why we have the best guard, center guard, right? So that being said, we have the top duo in football: George Pickens, Sedarius Lamb. Ryan Flournoy is a dog. Best believe that. Jake Ferguson is a guy. You best believe that. Offensively, Kavontae Turpin is back. He's a guy. Best believe. Offensively, barring injury, this is one of the top 5 offenses again in football. Lastly, just so you understand, we were ranked 32nd in defense last year. 32nd. There's only 32 teams. If we would have been 18, we would have not only went to the playoffs, but we would have challenged a lot of folks, like the Rams, right? We're not going to be 32nd again. That's not going to happen, right? We're going to be between, I guarantee you, we're going to be between 15 and 18, and that's just me putting it on, managing my expectations. We have the personnel to be top 10. But I'm managing my expectations, and I'm saying 15. 15 to 18, managing my expectations. So with the top-ranked offense and a top 20 defense, this team is not fixing to win no 8 games. We're going to win 12, 11 to 12, and that's basement. All right. So now that we have addressed the gospel truth, let's talk about this now, Autumn. The schedule is as follows. Everybody reports on the 27th, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we got everybody popping in on the 27th. Well, that's when the flight gets there, right? In Oxnard. I'm trying to look at the schedule that I sent you real fast.
I don't think I got it, but I got a schedule up here if you want me to talk through it.
Yeah, let's talk through it. Let's talk through it.
So,
I got it. I found it. Yeah, I sent it to you. Go ahead.
oh, go ahead. Go ahead since you got it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So the team charter arrives in Oxnard the 27th. Opening press conference is the 28th. The first practice is the 29th. And then the opening practice is the 30th. And then the opening ceremony, August the 1st. First padded practice is August the 3rd. How excited are you for that, Autumn? August the
I'm
3rd.
excited for all of this.
You know, we're 2 weeks away. It's the 20th. It's 31 days in this month.
I found the
We're
schedule, by the way. My bad.
Yeah. Well, look, Autumn, we're 13 days away, right? 14
Mhm.
days away. Because it's 11 and then 11. So 14 days away. We are 2 weeks away from the first padded practice.
Let's
I
go.
want some football. I want some football. Then the open practice, and of course, August the 11th we practice against the Rams. August the 15th we practice against the Seahawks. Joint practice on August the 18th against New Orleans Saints, and then of course we have our first preseason game, and that's Dallas at Arizona, and then we return back to Dallas August the 22nd. So, and the other thing, we're playing the Ravens in Rio. You know what I'm saying? So they got to travel. We got to travel.
Yeah.
That's not a game where you're gonna see. And they got a new coach, and they got new. I mean, it's new philosophy, and I think the Ravens are gonna take a step back. I mean, hey man, look, like I said, bro, it is what it is. Autumn, go ahead, man. You go ahead. You give me your parting shot.
Hey, listen. If you listen, it's DC4L over here. Okay. So what that means to me, because again, I was on the outs. I was right where you were. I was very, very pessimistic about everything after that Green Bay situation. Okay. I was over it. But I'm back. And you know why I'm back? Because the off season has been a movie. And it wasn't a drama. You understand what I'm saying? It wasn't the movie wasn't categorized as drama. And I'm happy about that. That gives me some confidence. It gives me something to look forward. Who really gives me something to look forward to is Christian Parker. So if you're not excited, if there's anything to be excited about, it needs to be Christian Parker.
Facts.
Fresh, young, new ideas, new schemes. You know, we got better people that's then came in. We got all the trades, great trades. We got Caleb Downs. Okay. Like I just like how okay. The first thing you need to be excited about is Caleb Downs. Equally with Christian Parker. I don't understand what are we talking about here? This is a totally different team, guys. The culture has changed. It has shifted. And that's what we needed. That's what we needed. We needed 95% of the team to be on the same page and have their eyes set on the prize instead of me, drama, and this, that, and the third. See you, Chris. So I'm going to stay optimistic. That's what my parting shots are. I'm gonna stay optimistic until I can't, because there's no reason at this point in time not to be optimistic. I need better energy from the fans at this point.
Hey, listen, Autumn, I'm excited with you. Vic Fangio's system, Brian Flores' system, Christian Parker flourished inside of both of them. He was their defensive coordinator as far as for the DBs and defensive coach. He's made countless all pros. You know what I'm saying? Here's a guy who knows what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? Here's a guy who believes in hard work. Here's a guy who is cerebral in planning defensively. And when you make these type of changes, Autumn's exactly right. When you make these type of changes, change happens from the inside out. And he's changing from the inside out. I keep saying BT Jordan. I'm excited to see what BT is going to do for Rashawn Gary. And Rashawn Gary is back with Kenny Clark. Last time Rashawn Gary was next to Kenny Clark, 10 sacks. 10. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Donovan Ezeraku, back. He's ready. You know what I'm saying? He's back. Overshown, second season back from an ACL. Ready. Winters, D. Winters, brought him in. Dog. Filled in for Fred Warner. Dog. And of course, she said Caleb Downs. I ain't even got to say it. We brought in another cornerback, Kobe Durant. We have our guy back healthy, Deron Bland. We have another guy back healthy with Siobhan Ravel, right? We have Thompson coming in as a safety. Malik Hooker's still there, right? We have PJ Locke as another safety. This ain't the same old Cowboys. Bring it.
And one more thing, because what y'all not gonna do is keep it up about Dakota, because we got us one in Dakota. I don't care what nobody says. Okay, I don't care. We have one. Who would you rather have? Like, at this point in time, we have one in Dakota. Y'all gotta believe in them. You have to.
And most importantly, we got chemistry. That's the most important thing. We have chemistry between the players, chemistry between the coaches. It's chemistry. It's chemistry. I keep showing these pictures because in the end of the season, y'all are going to look back and see why this was important. It's chemistry. Brian Schottenheimer runs this thing like his daddy ran it, and that's a family, right? So, again, we like to thank you guys for watching with us and being with us. Man, we appreciate you for being a part of DC4L. We are Cowboys Global. And, man, you're more than welcome to come back here and kick it with us every Monday night. We're definitely going to be here till the season starts. We're going to have to modify it just a little bit because Monday Night Football is going to be on. So we'll figure that out with you. As for me, myself, and my co-host, Autumn, the biggest part of this show, the best part of this show, Autumn is, man, we appreciate you guys for showing up, and we'll see you here, same bad time, same bad channel. Peace.